Yo, what's up, y'all? Ryan Little here. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. As promised, today is part 1 of the Q&A. I'm really excited. All the questions were based on music and my life in music, so hopefully you're excited about that. If you're looking for answers, of more personal questions like my middle name or my height or stuff outside of music, post those questions in the comments below. I'll be doing a part 2, which will be out on next Tuesday, and I'll address all those questions there, and hopefully that let you know even a little more about me, about your boy Ryan Little. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, really excited about today, so let's go ahead and get to it. But before we do, if you're new to the channel, what's up? I'm Ryan Little. I'm a producer, content creator. I make dope instrumentals, and I create content surrounding music. If you like that sort of stuff, go ahead and click the subscribe button below, and then click that notification bell so that whenever I upload new content, you'll be the first one to know. If you're not new, you're back for a second, third, fourth time, whatever. Man, thank you, man. I appreciate you supporting your boy. I love you. I appreciate you. So thank you so much, and I'm glad you're here once again. Also, a few other things. Shout out to my new patrons. If you like what I do here on this channel and you want to support me, I have a link in the description below. Go to my Patreon. Have a $1, $5 tier. You support me that fashion. Just to kind of help me keep doing what I'm doing here on the channel, creating dope music, create dope content for you guys. And yeah, I really appreciate it. So go ahead if you want to do so. I'll appreciate it. If not, no worries. We still keep rocking. And also, my song Tower of Heaven is out now on all platforms. So Apple Music, Spotify, where else? SoundCloud. Well, it's actually been on SoundCloud, but you get what I'm saying. It's out everywhere. Wherever you listen to dope music, it's there right now. So go ahead, click the link into my description. Listen to it, stream it over and over and over. Support your boy. And yeah, I appreciate that. So let's go ahead and get into it. But wait, just one more thing. For that person who put me on the Apple Music, the Lounge playlist, thank you so much. I have more music. If you want more music for that playlist, I got you. Hopefully you're seeing this. Just hit me up and yeah, I got you. I promise you. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. This is probably the most popular question, so it's gonna be my first question. The question is, what initially motivated you to make music? And to be honest with you, just friends in high school, basically. Had a few friends, who were aspiring producers and artists. I think that was kind of the cool thing to do during high school. I'm not sure if it's a cool thing. Well, I guess it is a cool thing now because a lot of these artists are now, they're coming out younger and younger and younger. So I guess it's a cool thing to do now still. But yeah, just, wanted to make music in high school. And I was like, hey, why not? I'd give it a try. Now, I grew up listening to, a bit of music growing up. Just, very limited genres, but I like music, so I said, what, I'll give it a shot. And that was kind of, my start. In terms of what kept me going and the defining moment was like, okay, I can make a career out of this in some sort of way. I'll leave that for maybe a story time type deal, maybe. Maybe that'd be something I'll just, share with you all at some point soon. It'll probably be very soon, actually, because I'm sure some of you have already heard it, but a lot of you probably haven't heard it yet. So I'll share that story very soon. So yeah. All right, question number 2. Your vibe genre is very chill and relaxing. What would you call your style of music? I think it's just hip hop, but I'm not sure exactly what subgenre it is, to be honest with you. I know I have some music that falls under chill hop, that subgenre. I have some music that falls under trap, I guess, like chill trap or chill out music, I guess. Something along those lines. But it's all hip hop at the end of the day, I think. The subgenre, however, I'm not really sure about, so I'm still trying to figure that out. All right, question number 3. What instruments do you play? All right, so check this out, guys. I don't really play any instruments. Yes, I know I'm a failure at music. I get it. I don't play any instruments. Okay, guys, I'm joking. I'm not a failure at music, but I am telling the truth. I don't play any instruments. Of course, you see I have like these controllers, these keyboards here, but I don't really play any instruments. I mean, I bought this one because it seemed like every producer who I saw on the internet had one. So I said, why not have one? And then this Lumi keyboard and this keyboard here, which you can't really see right now, those were buys that I bought from Rolly, who's a company I've worked with for a few years ago. And I'm really still in contact with Rolly, so shout out to Rolly. I got these from them, and I'm actually learning to play the piano a little bit. It was kind of why I bought this thing here. But any keystrokes and stuff like that you hear in my production is literally like me fumbling through like certain keystrokes and keys and chords and learning how to do stuff like that. But I don't necessarily play them like that. Everything that I create is done in the box. Wow, in the box, excuse me, which means that it's done inside the program. It's all done there. I use FL Studio as my DAW of choice, or my DAW, digital audio workstation of choice. And yeah, there's others like Ableton, Cubase, Reason. There's others, but I use FL Studio. That's what I use personally. So yeah, everything is done inside of the DAW. So currently, no, I don't know how to play any instruments, but piano's up there. I learned how to play bass and then electric guitar. And just in my lifetime, if anything else, I would want to pick up on how to play maybe drums or something like that. I'll do that too. So we'll see. All right, next question. Are your beats inspired based on current feelings or situations? Listening to most of your beats almost sounds storytelling. Yes, they are actually. A lot of my production, my beats, my songs, whatever you want to call them, are based on current situations. A lot of times it's based on what I'm dealing with. Based on my emotion. It's based on the weather. Sometimes it's based on what's happening in the world. It really just depends. For example, my song Time Capsule that was released earlier this year, was based on, it was inspired by or everything surrounding, the passing of Kobe Bryant, and just that, those moments that we have, we should cherish those moments that we have with people, with things. Again, I love time capsules, being able to open one up and seeing what people had and what people, what they were inspired by, for many years ago, stuff like that. I like that kind of stuff. Those memories, for some people for some people's memories, for some people's things. And I wanted this time capsule, at least the song and the imagery of it, to be more of a memory for, for things that we have, and not take those things for granted, And again, I have projects that are based on, the weather. Have projects based on personal happenings in my life. Titles. If you look at certain titles of my songs, you may know that, hey, this title is interesting for a certain reason. Like why we title it certain things like this. And it's usually based on me and based on what I'm going through or how I'm feeling about something. So yeah, it is based on my current mood, current emotions. Yeah, just based on life in general. So yeah. All right, my next question is, what's your favorite project that you've put out? And thank you for the question. That's a very good question. And it actually kind of goes back to the question before, because my favorite project I put out is called An Ode to April Rain. I put that project out last year, and it's actually based on literally April rain. I love spring. I love the weather, and especially the rain that happens during spring, because it's not like crazy thunderstorm, like thunder and lightning, all that crazy stuff. It's just a chill vibe type of rain, just a soft rain. You wake up, on a weekday or a weekend, you hear it raining, you just say, oh man, I just can go back to sleep. It's that kind of vibe, and I want to make music that surrounded that vibe. So I put out those 4 tracks in that EP, and people actually love that EP. I think it's probably my most listened to EP that I have out right now. So that's my favorite project, and I think it's the favorite project of a lot of my listeners. So yeah, An Ode to April Rain, and it's a dope title too. Tell me that title's not dope. That title's fire. All right, here's another good question. What/who has been your motivation and influence behind your style of music? Very, very good question, my friend. I will say that starting out, my main inspiration was Apollo Brown. So dope. He's a producer out of Detroit, Michigan, if I'm not mistaken. He has a beat tape called Clouds. I discovered it years back, and ever since I discovered it, it's been my favorite beat tape since. I love that beat tape. He puts out dope stuff. And the funny thing is, I actually discovered him in a YouTube video where he took a record and made a beat off of a random record. He was blindfolded, made a beat from the record, and the beat was so dope. It was like, okay, I gotta see who this dude is. I gotta learn more about him. Turns out he's a dope producer. He has out some beat tapes. He's made projects with dope artists, and he's been an inspiration in that aspect. And then because he's a sample-based producer too, and which is what I am. A lot of my stuff do come from samples, and it's that type of relationship, which I can see, okay, he I can relate to him in that aspect, that stuck with me. So he's easily my favorite, and has been probably the one who's motivated me and inspired me the most. But of course you have dudes like Ninth Wonder, who's from North Carolina, super dope, listen to his stuff often. What he's done with Jamila is crazy. You have guys like Madlib, who's a wizard with beats. Let's not even get started on that. But then even like some of the newer guys too, you have guys like Metro Boomin, who I enjoy listening to his stuff when he puts stuff out. 808 Mafia, they set a wave. Even electronic music, guys like Oshi. Oshi is super dope for me. He's younger than me, but his music is so genre bending that it's ridiculous, and I love that kind of stuff. It just hearing their music just inspires me to keep creating dope music. Like I'm like, man, that's dope. Like now I feel inspired to create. Not even what they're creating, but just the inspiration to create. And that for me is the biggest thing. So yeah, those are my influences. But yeah, shouts to Apollo Brown, man. You're fire. All right, next question. How do you first start a song? Is it a little riff or a beat that starts the process? For me, it's all about the melody. I never do drums first. Well, at least for the most part, I don't do drums first. I can't really think of a song where I've done drums first, actually, now I think about it. But it's always melody, always a sample. I start there. I listen to it. I say, hey, I can take this. I can transform it, reverse it. I can pitch it up, pitch it down, speed it up, slow it down, switch parts out here and there, do whatever, and kind of make it my own. And then I add drums on top of that, and then from there I can add little effects or little keystrokes or things that needed to kind of help to keep the beat interesting throughout its playtime. So always melody for me first. But if you guys know me, I am a drum addict and I love drums for days. I love drums, so don't get it twisted. All right, the next question is, can you describe your dream production space for us? Thank you, shout out to the person who asked that question, And this is part of it, honestly. Having my own desk, having my own monitors, my own MIDI controllers, stuff like that. This is part of this, because for those of you who've been following me for a while, when I first moved to where I am now, I was sitting at a dresser making beats, and when you have your knees are knocking against a dresser trying to make beats, is not fun. And then I didn't have this chair. I was just sitting on a stool. I would actually have some of these stools right here, but this is a dream for me, having my own personal space to create. But in terms of another space, I do want to own another studio, like a personal studio that's mine, that's not in my home or whatever. I want to own one offsite, where I can, just get away from home and create. I'm not sure exactly what it'll look like yet. I'm thinking all white maybe, and just have I'm not sure the brands of the monitors that I'll use and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe we'll have a dark setting too. I think a dark setting might be dope as well. I have some lights in it, kind of make an ambient, chill type vibe. I don't know what I'll do. It might just be dependent on the kind of music I want to make, and I'll probably have to decorate it in that fashion. But yeah, having that space will be dope. But my personal space is my dream space as well. So yeah, thanks for that question. All right, the next question is, what was your best year musically? That's a really good question. To be honest with you, given everything that's going on, 2020 is up there for me. This year has been a really good year for me musically, outside of the world and the way the world is right now. This year has been great for me musically because I've been able to be a producer and actually produce records and help artists and and making sure the record is as good as possible before it's put out. So that's been great, and I've made some really dope music this year too. But if I had to put it on one year, 2018 was my best year musically. I put out some bangers that year, man. I put out some really dope records. I put out Flew the Coop that year. I put out Fall So High that year. I think I put out Play to Lose that year, which is really dope. I think that was 2018. I put out, what else? What else did I put out? Sometimes I Feel This Way. I ended the year off with that. I had some really dope records in 2018, and I think that year was a year that kind of catapulted me into people really knowing who I am as a producer and what I can produce and how dope I am. Not to toot my own horn, but I do think I'm a pretty dope sample-based producer, honestly, and just a dope producer in general. So yeah, 2018 was a great year, probably my best year, but 2020 is right up there, and I still have 3 months left, God willing, so we'll see what happens. All right, we're going to do one more question, and the question is, are you interested in working with any artists in the future? That is probably by far the most popular question I get outside of me telling people to ask me questions. That's probably a popular question I get, or in terms of people coming up to me and say, hey, I want to work with you. yes, I am interested in working with more artists. And again, that's been part of my evolution this year as a producer, working with people and trying to build concepts with people in some way, shape, or form. Again, shout out to guys like Pat Jr., who I've worked with this year. Shout out to guys like Keenan Rush, who I've worked with in the past. And we have, I wanted some more stuff for us. I wanted to work on more stuff. We were actually in the studio earlier this year, just kind of listening to music and trying to build some concepts. We have stuff coming. I've had people come to my space to work and do some stuff like that. So yeah, I do want to work with more artists, and my personal space is not fully complete yet. There's still a few things that I want to add to it. But like I tweeted out one day, once everything is added, once I have everything that I need, it'll be open gym for all the homies, and the homies know who they are. It'll be open gym for you. Come through, record. We can talk about stuff. We can lay down ideas, do whatever. And yeah, so I'm almost there. So trust me, open gym is coming soon. And with that being said, because I think that's it. I think those are questions I want to answer for today. Thank you guys so much for your questions. Thank you for those who submitted them. I appreciate them. I hope I was able to answer them thoroughly, and hopefully you enjoyed as much as I enjoyed answering them. So yeah, thank you for part 1. Part 2 will be next Tuesday. Again, it'll be more personal. Know about me, like, again, just like stuff outside of music, my thoughts on things, that aren't revolving. Why can I not talk? Revolving around music. So yeah, it'll be those type of questions. So again, if you have any of those questions, put them in the comments below. I will try to get to all of them. I'll try to get to some of them at least. And yeah, that should be a good time as well. Ask those questions below, and I will get to them on Tuesday. And yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in once again. I appreciate you. Thank you for the support. Again, all those things I mentioned earlier, go to them. Follow me on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, that sort of thing. All in the description below. Again, I love you guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on Tuesday.